What's up, everybody? This is Mark, man, and we're back with more Tekken 8 footage. Lots of love to Bandai Namco Entertainment and the Tekken Project team for inviting us to try out the full version of the game. Of course, the game comes out January 26, 2024, so make sure, if you haven't already, pre-order the game. Today's video, we are going to be focusing on Lee Chaolan. We're going to be messing around in practice mode, trying some of the combo challenges, and also just looking at his move list in general, seeing what his changes are. So the silver-haired devil, Lee Chaolan, is back, using one of his legacy outfits, of course, from Tekken 7. His first combo challenge, of course, is the Violet Knee into the Heat Burst and the Heat Smash follow-up as well. And you guys gotta forgive me if I pause during some of the gameplay. It's because I'm talking to my neighbors. I had Rip and Tasty Steve next to me as we were going through this. You guys saw that was the Acid Storm. Looks a lot different, right? Here's the Violet Knee, the follow there. That's a new attack there. Forward 4-1, new animation into the follow forward 3 as well. So one of the things with Lee, I guess I should tell you as we go into this, Lee has had quite a number of changes. Stylistically, system-wise, he has so many gest frames now. He went from having a good amount of gest frames in Tekken 7. He has so much more. So knowing that they've added a level of mastery to this character, even more so than they already did, it makes me happy to see that. He has a new, you guys can see that, he has a new key charge animation. I'm messing around here with his Magic 4 to see if he has any extensions from it or if he could really convert from it. He can, it's just he can't do it from the traditional ways he did before in the past with the back one advancing Silver Fang. But he has other ways to utilize his Magic 4 series into other attacks and hopefully get a combo. He just has to commit. Just like everyone else, he has to commit now. Anyways, this combo for challenge number 4, it is back 4 counter hit, which of course still launches. Back 4 hitting on a crouching opponent will still knock him down, so he doesn't get a launch like he did in past games, in old games I should say. But he gets that, he gets the follow-up there, forward 2-1, still able to convert. But you guys saw that silver spark there for some of the attacks, right? That silver spark for the gest frame, it's what denotes a gest frame now for Lee. So it's no longer the blue sparks that he used to have, it's now that silver spark. Proper for the silver-haired demon, right? So checking some of the frame data, trying to see what his Magic 4 options would be. Of course, there's a gap in some of these attacks that you can kind of jab and interrupt in between. But this is, again, just for knowledge. Messing around, having fun with it. Now, Steve has some... I'm not Steve. Lee has some pretty big changes. You guys will see as we kind of get into this. Things like his slide, for example, no longer knocks down unless it's counter hit, which changes things quite a bit because his opponent is in a standing position afterwards. You can see the new animation there. It's +3 on hit. So it being +3, he also has a gest frame version for the gest input there on hitting the down forward into 3. Does a little bit more damage as well. But one of the big things is because it's +3, it makes a lot of his pokes, especially his while standing attacks, much more viable in frame trap games. Also, he could cycle in and do another slide because he could recover crouch from it. So he could go slide very quickly, slide silver tail, slide hitman. There's a lot of things that he can do to kind of keep the pressure on his opponent. Of course, the while standing attacks will beat out almost everything because of the nature. He does get a guaranteed hit afterwards. He can do the silver tail. I believe a second slide might be guaranteed. It's just a matter of speed and how well you're able to pull it off. Of course, if they try to get up, then things like the forward 3 might be able to hit. There's a lot of other attacks that might be able to hit OQ-wise as well, but it's not something that was fully tested. We didn't get to play it in a versus setting. But hopefully you Lee players will be able to get some ideas going. That way when January 26th comes around, you guys will have a better idea of what you can mess around with or what kind of fun you can have with Lee. So this is me literally handing the controller off to people next to me. Hey, like, try out the slide. He has a different slide now. So I think this was me giving it to Rip, and Rip was trying to do the fast slide there. He was able to pull it off right away. But it's interesting to see. So you got to remember, +3. I believe that his opponent might be in a crouching state too. Unfortunately, I didn't get to test that, but if that is the case, then Lee has some good stuff that he can pull out. Anyways, back to the move list here as we kind of mess around. I regret to say, while I was messing around with the move list, instead of hitting R1 to advance, I went back to the menu each time, so it did kind of slow down things, so I apologize in advance. But we're going to go ahead and look at some of the moves from the techniques that Lee has on his move list. We already went through a lot of the combo stuff, but I wanted to check out what he has here. So look at this, his 4-4-4. If you perfect input the last one, or if you're doing it in heat, you have access to a different attack here. Down forward 4-4, which is brand new, this fabulous whip. It's a heat engager, it's a mid-high, and you could also shift it to Hitman, and the Hitman shift is actually very, very quick. There's his old power crush, the Silver Revolution. Looks like the Yakuza kick that Kiryu does. And then here's the Pulse Blast, the classic, right? That, of course, is a heat engager as well. Heat engagers act a little bit different as a heat burst, because heat burst, you lose 1/3 of your meter. If you do it as a heat engager, you have your full meter as heat activates. So something to keep in mind as you play the game. So the move list does list a lot of the normal moves, a lot of the moves that have to do with heat, whether it's a heat engager or that gets plussed up while in the heat state. Of course, the rage art for everybody is down forward in both punches now. He has his 1-2-4-4 with the perfect, or 1-2-4 perfect input for the 4 part. It has a little spark, does 1 more extra point of damage. 24 is the normal one. I believe 25 for the just input. 26, I should say, sorry. He also has the acid rain kicks, the 1-3-3-3. That was already a just frame, a multi-hit just frame. But now he has that silver spark that denotes that you were able to do the extra nice hit there. So you need a perfect 3rd and 4th hit for that, or in heat, it uses up your heat meter. You could do it that way as well. Still has the 2-1, the 2-1-1 there, and the low, or the follow up there with 2-1-3, and he has the low as well. He still has the miss trap. Of course, requiring a perfect input, still has that silver spark. I like how instead of it being the old Just Frame blue sparks that everybody has, Lee has his very unique silver spark. Here's the machine gun kicks, perfect input. We saw that a little bit earlier. Then he gets the free mix up there. The 4-up-3 still around the pure away punch, still knocks down. He still has the back 3 and the back 3 pickups as well. I didn't test counter hit down 3. I apologize. I didn't test forward 4 pickup combos, because obviously those were big parts of his Tekken 7 game, but it's not something that I tested. I didn't really do the competitive stuff in mind. I probably should have. But again, that's something that we can all try together once the game is out. Here's the Acid Storm Cardinal, which also has a just frame for the last hit. That's how it looks if you don't do it. And this is how it looks if you do it. So a little bit more damage. Probably a difference on block as well, although the last hit, of course, is a high. Deadly Revolution here has the perfect input here for the forward 4-1 when you hit the 1. Has a little spark, and of course Lee says great. It's great that you can still delay it too. We were so enamored by the Lee slide or the just frame. We were trying to show everybody that was walking by, hey, he has a just frame slide now. Anyways, we have more attacks that you guys are going to see here from his move list. Down forward 4-4 we showed earlier. He could shift into Hitman as well. Down forward 4, of course, can shift to Hitman by itself. And again, I apologize. Some of these are just going to repeat over and over. It's because we're having conversations and we're talking about the different ideas. We're making dinner plans and getting tacos the same night. So there was a lot to talk about here. You guys obviously don't hear that conversation, but it was fun. See, mid-high. -9 for the first hit. You guys can see some of the frame data there on the bottom right corner. Look how fast the Hitman stance transition is from the down forward 4. That Hitman stance too, I feel like it sped up a little bit. I'm sure the Lee nerds can tell me if I'm wrong. That flashed on the screen, of course, some of the frame data. He still has his back 2 loops, of course. It felt a lot easier to do, by the way, compared to Tekken 7. Anyways, going back into the action here. Down 2 still available. The silver low there. Not sure if it does the counter hit combo like it used to. Again, I apologize for not checking that. He still has the classic down 4 string. I should mention his heat smash is a low attack, I think. Something to keep in mind. He has his triple fang, his advanced silver fang right there. He also has a 2-hit version of back 1-2 by itself. Not sure why or when you would use the 2-hit version opposed to it, but maybe if you want a mid mix-up, if you think they're going to duck the second hit of the advanced silver fang. Or you can't even duck the second hit. The second hit's mid. So something to keep in mind. This is back 1-2. That's a high. Back 1+2. We went over the back 2 already. Still has it. Still has his back 2 string as well. He still has the back 3-3 into mist. There's the power crush. Wanted to check back 4 to see what it does on crouch. It still knocks down. Back to the move list. Aside from the power crush, check out some of the other moves that he has. He has the fake flip. He can only do it neutral. Cannot do it advancing, or cannot do it backwards. And he can still do it to Hitman. If I do have a chance to play the game again and record more footage, I will test the good stuff. So I apologize again in advance. I didn't test all the combos and the combo possibilities. But I just wanted to go through the move list and kind of share this stuff with you guys. Forward 4-2. He has a fast input of forward 4-2 as well. And he can go to mist afterwards as well. That is what I regret not testing. The forward 4, because that move had some BS in Tekken 7. Forward 4, dash up back 3 is something that I should have tested. Still has running 3-4, still has a 10 string. He has a taunt now. Beautiful. And of course his key charge looks much different. His wall standing 1-2, something different. He can go to mist afterwards as well, which I think is big pressure wise. He still has that wall standing 1-4. Wall standing 2-3 to forward 4-3 still exists. I don't think I got that on camera. He still has his multiple variations of the infinity kicks. Silver tail still there. Catapult kick still available as well. His slide, of course, called friction spear. And it's confirmed that the input of the friction spear is when you hit the down forward direction and the second down forward at the same time. That's when the just frame input comes out. You can do it very quick too, as long as the down forward and the 3 come out at the same frame. But if you're in heat, it almost comes out for all of his just frames. If you're in heat state, all of them come out as just frames when you do those particular moves with that move property of a just frame. When you do his misstep 3+4, it's also the friction spear, which is a big change from what the misstep low used to be. He has the miss sway back. He doesn't have the miss sway back low ankle kick that he used to have. Or I guess Violet had that, right? But lots of changes. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Lee's changes here. Let me know on social media as well, on X or on Twitter, because he obviously has a lot of changes. Looks like a lot of fun input changes, especially if you like that kind of stuff. But of course, a lot of that's going to matter is what the competitive advantage is. I know Lee players are rabid about that kind of knowledge and information. Is how can he set up his counter hits better? How can he do combos better? How can he keep pressure on his opponent better? I guess the thing that I do want to call out is his heat smash being a low in the knockdown and doing significant damage is also pretty good. So I'm a fan of that. You got to remember, for some of those attacks, I believe for the heat smash attacks, you cannot low parry. Scatter blow, scatter kick, shin slicer, the low is still there. And now it's going into his throws. His old forward 3+4 throw is now up forward 3+4. A lot of those forward throws have changed input. So Lee's is now up forward 3+4, I believe. Or up forward 1+2, I should say. He still has the follow-up there after the miss illusion. And again, this is kind of just showcasing what can be done in heat. While you're in heat, you have access to the heat dash, which comes out from certain moves. There's this heat smash. Comes out from the low there. That cannot be low parried. But the sparks do come out while you're in heat state, instead of just a silver flash. There's a pulse blast, silver evolution, all the fun stuff. But again, this was a sneak preview of Lee in Tekken 8. I hope you guys pre-order the game. Make sure you guys check it out January the 26th. It was good stuff. And again, thanks, Bandai Namco Entertainment, for making this possible. All right, guys. Make sure you guys check out the other videos. We'll see you next time.